beautiful entity to the beautiful person watching this. I am a logical idiot and I have no idea what I'm talking about. So if you are weak-minded, if you are closed-minded, if you cannot handle the truth hidden with lies, scroll off this video. It's not meant for you. This is a grown-up conversation.
Questions. One of the things that keeps coming up is in the Jewish Talmud, Sanhedrin 54b, quote, a Jew may have sex with a child as long as the child is less than 9 years old. Is that really written?
That's in the Talmud.
Understand, I wanted you to see this because when it comes to conspiracy theories, nothing is a conspiracy to your theory. A conspiracy to this is you knowing the truth of what is really going on with underground tunnels. This is the biggest distraction of your life right now in this month, because this distraction is a stage, keeping you staged from knowing the ignorance to your own truth, to your own life. Because if you knew the truth to this, what would you do about it? What would you do about it if your favorite person was supporting this type of behavior? Just like how you have practices behind closed doors, whether it's praying or meditating or feeding your kids, going outside, fasting. You have those practices with your so-called God or entity, whatever you want to praise. The same for these entities underground. If you want to know what hell looks like, this is a clear video of what it looks like. I know this is part 1 to the rabbit hole, because understand, when you do become a truth teller to this shit, you have to die on this rabbit hole called underground tunnels. On top of that, do not be surprised when people you love or you care about or you support don't speak up on this, because who do you think is paying them? Who do you think is paying them to keep quiet about this shit? And what's crazy, they are a part of it. Not knowing many of these police officers as well are a part of the stage as well. It's all a stage. They all work for each other. That's what happens when you're an elite fraternity. You get what I'm saying? So somebody's gonna be like, so for people who are trying to discover this conspiracy theory or this rabbit hole, understand you are finding your truth. And some of you will have to die on this truth, because if you knew and discovered what was really going on behind closed doors, once again, what would you do to help save these children? What would you do if it was your child in this situation? What would you do trying to fight this fight? Understand, this is either shit or blood. And either way it goes, we can go ahead and add some more proof onto why this can either be shit or blood, not knowing it's 2 and 2, gang. And you know one of them is not shit. So what is it? What is it? In Judaism, there is a ritual called
Mitzvah.
Okay, so now this is their practice where a rabbi circumcises a baby with his mouth and then suctions the blood to stop the bleeding. So as we read this, you gotta think about it on an enlightened perspective. Through their eyes, how can they make a profit off of this? How can they make a business off of this? Let's get right into it. Many health experts have found that Metsabipe, whatever the fuck, can put babies at risk for getting a harmful virus called herpes simplex virus type 1 or HSV1. Some of these babies become seriously ill, some develop brain damage, and others have died. There is no proven way to eliminate the risk of HSV1 infection from direct oral suctioning. There are options to reduce the risk. We can skip all that, but a baby can get this through their saliva. So we don't gotta get deep into this, but it lets you know what they're doing behind closed doors. And if you were to know what they were doing, then you would judge them, and their whole empire, their whole perspective, and their enlightenment would crumble, and you would really see who they are. Which is why I keep saying not everybody is a human. If you need to do things for blood, understand you are a different type of being. You are a different type of entity. And what entity is that? Because if you are trying to contract and you are trying to attract blood into your system, therefore you're not regular. That is crack to you. Because do you know what kind of high you can get off of adrenochrome or off of your blood, anybody's blood? Not only anybody's blood, but an innocent divine baby, a divine specimen. Do you know how enlightened you can be off of that? That's exactly why they keep doing this. And of course, in these bodies, let me get off this page. As we dive deeper into this rabbit hole that you will have to die on, understand that for them to make a profit off of this, if they're not going to eat the bodies or the carcasses of the bodies of these babies, understand that for them to make profit off of this, they have to talk with a distribution trucker. So people with CDLs and people who work underground with them, they are in conference meetings with them. And as they do this, they are basically telling themselves like, hey, we're going to put them in these certain demographics and these certain ethnic groups in these certain neighborhoods to keep them at a low frequency because of what they're doing behind, closed doors. So if you understand where all these different diseases or dis-ease comes from, you are literally eating it, you are drinking it, you are breathing it, you are it, you are the dis-ease. So how does God get a dis-ease? You have to fast from a programming, fast from distractions, fast from the truth, and learn the lies of your own truth and understand you have been lied to since year one, my brother, my sister. They have been doing this shit since 1923, whatever the case may be. They've been doing this shit far beyond that. That's exactly why they have ley lines, and they have ley lines to indicate what they have been doing with tunnels underneath our oceans, underneath our surface level information. So if you want to know what hell really looks like, hell is a state of mind. So if you want to know what goes on underground and discover hell within your mind, once you do that, you put two and two together, you understand why kids get trafficked every single day. So the basis of this video, save your kids no matter what you do. If you cannot do nothing, do everything you can to spread awareness. Do not be surprised when nobody's talking about this shit. And it's for this exact reason. People can't handle the fucking truth. That's exactly why niggas commit suicide when they discover what is going on with different conspiracy theories. That's exactly why the government and CIA made sure to keep this shit a conspiracy, because if you knew about this hell perception that they have placed upon our minds and our ancestors and our parents, then you would understand how long you have been lied to since the day you were born, before you were born. And once you do that, you will find out the God within you. I love you. Have a great day.